Today we're going to talk about the different types of maps. As you see each bold heading here, for example, this one says physical map, you will see a picture of that map over to the side. Pay close attention as you look at these maps because each one has a map key, and notice this one even has a compass rose like we've been talking about. Follow along as this is read to you so you can learn about the different type of maps that we use.
Maps can tell us a lot about the world. They can show you which direction to travel and how to find new places to visit. Maps can tell us how tall the nearest mountain is, where you can find a lake to fish in, and take you to the closest train station. The two most common types of maps are physical and political, but there are many other types too. Let's take a look at how different types of maps give us different information. Physical map. Physical maps give information about what the land looks like. These maps help us best when trying to find the physical features of our state, country, or world. A physical map shows where we can find forests, mountains, rivers, lakes, and other landmarks. These maps use different colors to show different elevations. Elevation is how high an area of land is above sea level. They may also use color to show where the land changes from beaches to grassy plains to hilly forests. Physical maps will include information about landforms and national parks. They are helpful for people who want to know where to enjoy nature. Political map. Political maps give information about cities and where people live. These maps have symbols that help people find cities, towns, roads, and highways. These maps use solid or dotted lines to show the borders between states and countries. States and countries are also shaded in different colors to stand out from one another. Political maps are helpful for people who want to see where cities, borders, and important places are located. Population map. A population map is used to show the overall distribution of the population within a particular area or region. Most maps use colors or symbols, such as circles or stars, to represent the varying populations. Population maps are useful for the government to plan and distribute resources. What was the population of the capital city of Atlanta, according to the 2017 census? It was estimated to be around 486,290 people. Can you find the name of the city with the highest population in 2017? Hint: you will need to use another map to find the name. Climatic map. If you are looking for the climate of a place, you will most likely use a climate map. They show specific climate zones based on weather temperatures, precipitation, and humidity. These maps use different colors to show different climate areas. Let's take a look at the climate map. What is the type of climate in most of Georgia? Topographic map. A topographic map shows detailed elevations of physical features and relief using contour lines and color to help map the landscape features. Contour lines instead of colors are used to determine the heights of things, such as mountains and valleys. They are mostly used by hikers, miners, and for geographic planning. Road map. A road map shows all of the roads, bridges, and tunnels in an area. They show travelers all of the possible ways to get from one place on the map to another. Road maps can show cities, roads, and highways. They may also include airports, train stations, and other ways to travel. Road maps are helpful for people who need to plan a long trip. Sometimes we need more than one map. That's when an atlas is useful. An atlas is a group of maps that are combined into one book. An atlas of Georgia might have a map for each county or each major city. An atlas of the United States may have 50 maps, one for each state. For a long time, many people kept a road atlas in their cars. Today, people tend to use a GPS tool instead. Symbols and legends. Most maps use symbols to show important places or landforms. Cities are usually labeled with a dot. Many maps use larger or smaller dots to show how many people live in a city. The more people who live in a city, the bigger the dot on the map. Capital cities are often marked with a star or in a different color. Roads are marked using lines that show the road's path. Major highways are usually shown with thicker lines. If a road has a number, that number is usually written somewhere on the line. Map makers use other symbols to show where different places are. They may use a symbol of a bed to show where hotels are located, silverware for restaurants, and dollar signs for banks. Whenever a map maker uses a symbol, he or she also adds it to the map legend. A map legend is a list of all the symbols that appear on the map that explains what each represents.
Let's watch this quick review on the different types of maps.
Did you know that there are many different types of maps? Some are really big and show things like the planet Jupiter, while others are small enough to only show a single city block. We can learn all sorts of things from maps. Some maps are topographical, which means they show us what areas of the world are like, how tall the mountains are, where there are rivers, and more. Other maps are political and show where the borders of different nations and cities are. There are also maps that lead you from place to place by showing you where the roads lead. The right map will open the world for you. You might be wondering what's different from a map and a photograph. A map must be drawn by someone called a cartographer. They decide what type of map it's going to be, where it's going to show, and how it looks. It's a really important job to have, and cartography has been around for thousands of years. How many different types of maps have you seen?